Everyone's looking well. I think you had a good break. Everyone's looking refreshed. So my name is Hamilton Angluben. I'm General Manager of Cashalo. So let me start by sharing with you something that really irritates me. So that thing is people who take forever in using the ATM machine, right? So I don't understand why. What are they doing there? You know, enter their card, click, 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 receipt, throw, enter their card again, click, 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 receipt, card, throw, and then enter their card. So I want to tap their shoulder and say, "Ma'am, sir, that's really all the money that you have." You know, it's not gonna change, right? But I also want to share something different. The first time I encountered this, again, I was in line in the ATM, and there was these two guys. You know, they were standing very close to each other. And again, they were taking so long. So maybe on the 5th minute, I already approached them because, you know, I wanted to help them, but more like I wanted them to move faster. So I told them that, guys, do you need any help? Matutulungan ko ba kayo? And then, to my surprise, these two guys, each of them was holding dozens of ATM cards. Dozens of ATM cards. No wonder they were taking so long. So they let me use the ATM machine, and then I withdrew and I went back to the card. So I felt like, oh my God, what was that, right? And then that's when I figured out this is what you call ATM sangla operations. Meaning ATM pawning, it's when an employee gives his ATM card to a loan shark as a collateral and gives a PIN to them. So this is happening. In your organizations, I am sure 90% of the companies, you have ATM sangla operations. You may not know about it, but you should know about it. So let me introduce you some people who actually use these, who actually avail of the services of ATM sangla. So meet Gigi. She's a wife. She's a mother. She's about 35 years old. She is your typical admin assistant, right? So we're very familiar with her. And then meet Carlos. Carlos is a son. Carlos is a brother. He's about 25 years old. He likes to travel. You know, millennials enjoy experiences over things. And he's a BPO agent. We're very familiar with them. So they have many layers to their lives and they have many roles. But ultimately, all they want is a better life. And when I say a better life, as NEDA, or the National Economic Development Authority, explains it, 79% of Filipinos actually just want a simple life. They aspire to have a simple life. And what does that mean? That means having a house, making sure you have your daily expenses met, making sure that you have enough money for your kids' tuition, and surprisingly, 59% of them want to travel. So that is simple life. You know, they 79% don't even aspire to be affluent, and they don't aspire to be rich. But what's sad is, you know, having that simple life, they encounter a lot of unexpected expenses. Like, one is for tuition. So they know it's coming, but still, you know, for them, it's still, they're not prepared for it. Others, medical emergencies, a son's birthday. All these are not budgeted. Let's say, even the utility bills, if they increase by 100, 200, 500, all that is unplanned. So these are the challenges that are facing in having a better life. So how do they solve these problems, you know? Savings? Well, sadly, only 23% of Filipinos have formal savings account. So this is based on the latest BSP Financial Inclusion Survey. 23%, that's not even bank accounts. Only half of those are bank accounts. The rest are with microfinance NGOs or co-ops, and I think some e-money accounts. About 2% of Filipinos have e-money accounts. So a lot of people do not have savings for these unexpected expenses. And then, so what do? Of course, if you don't have savings, you have to borrow. And then 29% of adults, you know, they report some type of loan, whether it's from a loan shark, it's from the bank, it's from their co-op, or it's from their family or friends, and 40% of them actually borrow from informal sources. That's a lot. And I feel this number is even bigger if people would really be honest and share what they're going through. Okay, so here's the ATM sangla. I spoke with a HR colleague maybe 2 years ago, and she was sharing that one of the ATM sangla representatives in their company. So there has to be someone in your company who's facilitating all this. So the ATM sangla representative had the audacity to go up to her. Hey, let's say Anne resigned and she owes us a lot of money. Can you please hold her salary? Imagine, that they have the audacity to go to HR and demand that. And the other one's you're 5'6". 5'6" now doesn't mean someone who's in a motorcycle. I mean, originally that's where they started offering 5'6" loans to sari-sari stores. 5'6" meaning you borrow 5 pesos, you pay 6 the next month. So that's 20% per month. That's huge, 20% per month interest. So what happens when people borrow from informal lenders? So if they borrow from their families, it takes a strain on their personal or professional relationships. It's embarrassing, But when your son's sick, what can you do, right? You approach your family, your friends, and it's really embarrassing. And if you don't get to pay them, the relationship is strained. And then if they keep on borrowing from informal sources, they're stuck at being financially illiterate. They don't understand that there are other loan sources available to them much cheaper. And because of that, it locks them in a cycle of poverty because they're continuously paying for 20% per month. So those are the challenges of Gigi and Carlos. But since this is an HR innovation forum, I'd like to relate it more to HR. So I know some of you or a lot of you are partnered with banks processing employee salary loans, right? Or if the company is very good or very generous, the company itself offers the employee loans. So what are the problems there? There's tons of paperwork, right? So the employee hands out these application forms to HR. You have to give them to the banks or whatever. You have to coordinate with finance. So it's a lot of man hours, wasted man hours, manpower. And then you have to coordinate with finance for the disbursement. And then you have to reconcile for the repayments. There's a lot of problems when you have these employee loans. And that's why a lot of companies don't want to partner with banks anymore. Or they don't offer loans at all. So how can we, all of us, help Gigi and Carlos? So this is where we come in. Cashalo. Cashalo is actually, our company name is coined from 2 words. Of course, cash, money. And the other one is the Filipino word casalo, meaning having someone to partake with. So it's pronounced as Cashalo. So basically, we are a mobile lending app. We provide fast, convenient, and most importantly, affordable credit to both the unbanked and underserved Filipinos. So when I say unbanked, of course, it's given. People who don't have bank accounts, probably people who don't have work, right? But we're also tackling those who are underserved. What does underserved mean? It means you may have a bank account or a savings account somewhere with a co-op, but then the banks don't pay attention to you because your money is so small, you don't have any credit history, and hence you don't have access to financial services. If that's you, you're underserved. You can't get loans, you can't get a credit card, and sometimes you can't even get a checking account. So even if you have money, sometimes you're underserved. Banks don't want to serve you for whatever reason. So that's really our mission, to serve the unbanked and the underserved Filipinos. So just to give you a brief background of who we are a joint venture actually of JG Summit. If you're not familiar with JG Summit, they are the Gokongwei Group. The Gokongwei Group is owns Cebu Pacific, They're behind Robinson's Malls. They are behind URC also, so they produce all these snacks. Actually, they are so huge that they touch the lives of 90% of Filipinos every year, one way or another. Whether you fly Cebu, you go to their mall, or you eat their snacks. The other company is Oriente. It's based out of Hong Kong. Its founders are behind internet giant Skype and Lufax. Lufax is the second largest lender in China, P2P platform. So imagine, the second largest lender in China. Okay, so those are the background of our founders from Oriente. So we're leveraging on the size of JG Summit and their reach, and what Oriente brings in is its expertise in technology and data science. So when you merge those two, you're able to create something huge and address big problems like financial inclusion. So what does Cashalo do? We make loans very fast. We can approve a loan in as fast as 10 minutes and then disburse within 24 hours. Imagine if you earn just whatever, 12,000 pesos a month, and then your wife gets sick or is brought to the hospital. You need money today or the next day, right? So if you apply for a bank loan, that's 2 to 3 banking days, if not a full week, right? So for that is a benefit to the employees. That's a benefit to our customers. We give them fast access to credit. And then affordable. Our loans start as low as 3.95% per month. This is very comparable to a credit card. As compared to borrowing from a loan shark at 20%, from a 5/6 for 20%. It's huge. So let me illustrate. So let's say someone borrows 10,000 pesos from a 5/6 operator. So the interest they're gonna pay every month is 2,000 pesos. As compared to us, they're paying something less than 500 pesos. So there is a 1,500 peso difference, right? That 1,500 peso difference is huge for someone earning just 12,000 pesos. That can be half a month's grocery or their utility bills. So instead of trapping someone in this never-ending cycle of debt because they keep on paying interest and not being able to use their money, we want to empower the Filipinos by providing them affordable credit. We want to empower them that they know that when they need money, they can count on us. They can count on Cashalo. And that we know and they know that they can afford to pay it back. So it's very convenient because everything happens in their mobile app. Okay, it's all on their phone. It's all in their smartphone. So it's basically just 3 steps. They take a picture of a couple of IDs, maybe their pay slip, depends on how much they want to borrow. And then they take a selfie because we have a facial recognition technology to make sure that you're a real person borrowing. And the last is they just input their personal data. And then from there, they select the loan amount. So our loan amounts start from as low as 2,000 up to 10,000. The terms are as short as 15 days up to 3 months for reavailers. So up front, we already revealed the interest and processing fee. We're very transparent, no hidden charges. And then, of course, there's the payment. That's what they have to pay. So if you borrow 3,000 pesos, you're going to have to pay 3,166. Right? So that's a sample loan. So why and how can we partner with you? So the benefits to your company, first of all, there's no paperwork. I guarantee you, you don't have to log into anywhere. No one's going to submit any documents to you, no application forms. It's all digital. And you can improve employee retention because you can offer this as a special perk to your employees. And we've partnered with over 100 companies in our short 3 months in operations because we don't require any contracts. No contracts whatsoever. We do have standard template contracts if you want them, if you require them, but we don't require them. And lastly, there will be no liability to the company. We're not going to charge you for anything. We're not going to ask you to collect. We're not going to, no legal or financial obligations whatsoever. So what happens is when we approach you or you approach us, we agree that we partner, and then it can be a handshake deal, an email approval. But all what we ask in return are these things. We would ask for us to co-market. So this is something that HR can do. This is a simple email blast. SMS would be great, but we're not requiring that. Just allow us to put some posters in your offices for a couple of weeks, maybe some standees. And the other one is we have these activation events. So basically, we have a booth there, and then we have brand ambassadors, invite people to download and register. And, sign up. We teach them how to borrow, how to loan, how to fill out how to do the facial recognition. So basically, marketing, events, and for events, of course, the logistics in the building, the event permits, that stuff. Basically, those two. And if you would allow us, we would like to conduct financial literacy workshops for all your employees. This is for free, no charge, because we are tackling a huge problem. We're tackling financial inclusion. So our product already does that, giving access to Filipinos, to millions and millions of Filipinos, financial access. But it doesn't stop there, because Filipinos need to be financially literate to take their financial stature to the next level. If we don't teach them to save, if we don't teach them responsible borrowing, nothing's gonna happen anyway. So for us, we don't see this as CSR. This is not just corporate responsibility. For us, this is corporate sustainability, because, of course, we're growing those people who are knowledgeable enough to borrow responsibly, and we are teaching them to pay. So it's really good for the business, right? So for us, it's really corporate sustainability what we're trying to do here. So that's it. Thank you for your time. Let's grow together. Let's get in touch. Hope to work with all of you.